Is someone pretending to be you on social media? In the author space, we get this a lot. People will create fake Instagram accounts or Facebook accounts, and they will pretend to be an author. They will steal that author's content and put it out there, and then try to coerce people into giving them money or thinking that they want a contest or to give them information that they can then use for nefarious purposes. This is something that is incredibly common. If it has not happened to you yet, it probably will at some point because it's such an easy target. And the book community is so very easy to target and to trick into thinking that they want a contest or something like that. So as authors, we have to make sure we are being responsible, taking care of our community, and taking those pages down. So let's talk about this. For those of you that are newer to me, I'm a multi-time best-selling author, but I'm also a social media marketing educator and speaker of many, many, many years. I speak on stages across the country teaching people social media. So I know what we're doing here. When it comes to having a fake account, the first thing you need to do is not panic. We're not going to freak out over this. You need to make sure you're documenting everything that happens. Screenshots, screen recordings, writing things down, making sure you're saving links. Have it documented. That's the very first and most important thing that you need to do. You may need it later. Next is to make a public announcement. You want your community to know there is a fraud amongst us. And so you need to show the link, you need to show the pictures, you need to show the stuff and tell them, hey, this is false, this is fake, this is not me. Please do not give them money, please do not give them information, and please go report them. You too need to report that page. So when you see the fake page, report it. And then mobilize your audience to report it as well. Now, when it comes to social media reports, it usually takes a really long time to get through it. We're talking potentially months. You're really lucky if you get it within a month because social media is getting thousands of reports per day that they then have to wade their way through to handle all of these situations. So the more people you have reporting it, the more they're going to see, oh, there's something happening here. Maybe I'll take a look at that. Maybe I'll bump that up a little bit. Having people report it is incredibly important. Now, sometimes they'll see these pages and they'll see, oh, yep, that's definitely stolen content, and they'll take it down. On occasion, you may have to prove that you are the true owner of this content or you are that actual person. So you're going to need your identification. If you're writing under a pen name, you have to have documentation to prove that you are that person. And that is just bare minimum, bottom of the barrel, basic, mandatory things you need to do. As a business owner, you have to have that documentation. You can't just slap up a pen name and be good. You're not good. Have that documentation, bare minimum, basic, bottom of the barrel thing that you need to do as a responsible business owner to have that documentation. If you don't have it yet, get it now. So then you need to make sure you have that in case you need it. If they come back to you and say, hey, we need a little bit of proof on what's going on here, we're not quite sure. Make sure you have that ready to go and you can send it whenever, however they're going to need that. Now, moving forward from this, we are probably going to have to wait a while. The more people that report it, the more likely it is to be taken down earlier, but that's not a guarantee. That's not a guarantee at all. So make sure you are reporting each individual post, the profile as a whole, all of those things. Now, if you do have a representative at one of these social media accounts, you might be able to go to them. So if you're like Meta verified, you have access to some type of support. You can go to them. You can say, this is what's up. Can you please help me? If you have been running ads in your ads manager and you have an ads rep, meaning you're spending like a high volume of money on ads, sometimes they'll assign somebody to kind of oversee your account and answer questions and help you to tweak things. You can talk to that person. But across the board, there's really not a strong way to get in touch with most social platforms. You do not have access to a support chat, to a phone, none of those things because there's billions of users and they can't physically be dealing with all of those people trying to call, email, text, chat support, whatever. So you're not going to get access to that. If you are monetized on YouTube and somebody is messing with your content, you have access to support chat. But TikTok doesn't give you that. Instagram doesn't give you that. Facebook doesn't give you that. So you are going to be really lucky if you happen to have a contact with one of those entities. If you have a direct line to them, you might be able to get things done, but very few people have that access to them. I worked directly with TikTok for a very long time as one of their top creators, and even I, who had direct emails to many of those people, wouldn't be able to get certain things done because I simply didn't have that level access. So there's not a ton that you can do outside of reporting, or if you are, again, Meta verified, or you are monetized on YouTube, or you have some type of access to a person, There's not much you can do other than to warn people and warn people and warn people and warn people. You can, of course, if this is an ongoing thing, if it is something that you know who this is or you can track those people down, you can go to your lawyer. Your lawyer will be able to help you through the legal side of this, where you can send a cease and desist, where you can deal with potential retribution for the content that they stole, all of those things. But that is a next level, and not everybody is going to be willing to take that or want to take on the initial cost of that. If somebody is stealing your content, you are entitled to compensation, and your lawyer will be able to help you get that. But depending on, how much they're stealing, how much you're asking for, what type of case you have, it may or may not be worth it, depending on who you're working with, how you're doing it, all of those things. So it's always a great idea to get a consultation with a lawyer, to have that conversation and see what they say from there to make your best decisions. But that's usually not a step most authors take, because they just deal with the reporting and taking it down eventually. So as long as you have a great community surrounding you that can go and post, "This is a scam," in the comments over and over again, and report all of that content, as long as you've got a community around you, be it authors, be it friends and family, be it your actual readers, you are going to be a little bit of a step ahead of the rest of the people. But from there, you can just do the best that you can do. You cannot control what other people are going to do. You cannot force things to go up and down when you want them to. You just kind of have to deal with it and protect your community as best you can. So be very vocal when you are had your identity stolen on social. Be very, very clear not to give out information to anybody other than you and your specific account, and just make sure you're mindful of these things. If you have not set up a Google alert for your name yet, what are you doing? We talk about all the many, many, many benefits of using those Google alerts. I'll link some videos down below for you on this one, showing you how to do it. It is free, and it helps you to know a ton of things about you. One of the perks is that if things start to pop up using your name, you might be able to catch the scammers before it's out to the general public. So there are some steps you can take and some protections you can put in place to help you to navigate this a little bit more and a little bit better. Drop your questions down below. Follow along for more tips and tricks on how we can navigate the world of social media so that you can stay on top of your game as your author life and live that best author life while also having a life. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.